Thank you for the opportunity that has been given to me. How are you today? I hope you are all well. And on this occasion, I have a presentation about Paris and its tourist attraction. So, without any further ado, let's begin. Paris is the capital of France and is one of the most beautiful cities in the world. Paris is also known as the City of Light, and Paris is also one of the largest fashion cities in the world, with the birthplace of the most popular fashion brands in the world. And it is not only that, Paris also has some tourist attraction of landscapes and famous monuments. And on this occasion, I'm going to show you 13 tourist attractions in the city of Paris. So, for the first one is La Défense. La Défense is Europe's largest purpose-built business district. La Défense contains many of the Paris urban areas, tall high-rise. L'Escouade, the district, is located at the westernmost extremity of the 10-kilometer long Axe historique or historical axis of Paris, which starts at the Louvre in central Paris and continues along the Champs-Élysées. Well beyond the Arc de Triomphe, along the avenue. Along the Avenue de la Grande Armée before culminating at La Défense. A large shopping mall in La Défense has 220 stores, 48 restaurants, and a 24-screen movie theater. La Défense is named after the statue La Défense de Paris by Louis Ernest Barrios, which was erected in 1883 to commemorate the soldiers who had defended Paris during the Franco-Prussian War. Next, the second one is Arc de Triomphe. The Arc de Triomphe was begun in 1806 on the orders of Napoleon I to honor those who fought and died for France in French Revolutionary and Napoleonic War, with the names of all French victories and generals inscribed on its inner and outer surface. Beneath its folds lies the tomb of the unknown soldier from World War I. Every evening, the flame is lit on the tomb of the unknown soldier from the Great War. The terrace provides superb views both by day and night across the city and its great sweeping avenues. Next, the third is Champs-Élysées. Champs-Élysées is an avenue in the 8th arrondissement of Paris, running between the Place de la Concorde and the Place Charles de Gaulle, where the Arc de Triomphe is located. It is known for its theaters, cafes, and luxury shops for the annual Bastille Day military parade. And as the finish of the Tour de France cycling race, the Élysée Palace, official residence of the President of the French Republic, borders the park, but is not on the avenue itself. The Champs-Élysées ends at the Arc de Triomphe, built to honor the victories of Napoleon Bonaparte. Next, Muse the Louvre. Muse the Louvre is the world's largest art museum and a historic monument in Paris, France. A central landmark of the city, it is located on the right bank of the Seine. The museum is housed in the Louvre Palace, originally built as the Louvre Castle in the late 12th to 13th century under Philip II. Remnants of the fortress are visible in the basement of the museum. The Musée du Louvre contains more than 3,000 380,000 objects and displays 35,000 works of art in eight curatorial departments. Next, Centre Georges Pompidou is a complex building in the Beaubourg area of the fourth arrondissement of Paris, near Les Halles, Rue Montorgueil, and the Marais. It was designed in the style of high-tech architecture by the architectural team of Richard Rogers, Sue Rogers, Renzo Piano, along with Gianfranco Francini. It housed the Bibliothèque Publique d'Information or Public Information Library. A vast public library, the Musée National d'Art Moderne, which is the largest museum for modern art in Europe, it is named after Georges Pompidou, the president of France from 1969 to 1974, who commissioned the building and was officially opened on 31 January 1977 by President Valéry Giscard d'Estaing. As of 2006, the Centre Pompidou has had over 180 million visitors since 1977 and more than 5,209,000 visitors in 2013. Next is Notre Dame Cathedral. Notre Dame Cathedral is a medieval Catholic cathedral on the Lieu de la Cité in the fourth arrondissement of Paris. The cathedral was consecrated to the Virgin Mary and considered to be one of the finest examples of French Gothic architecture. Major components that make Notre Dame stand out include its large historic organ and its immense church bells. The cathedral's construction began in 1160 under Bishop Maurice de Sully and was largely complete by 1260. Though it was modified frequently in the following centuries, in the 1790s, Notre Dame suffered desecration during the French Revolution. Much of its religious imagery was damaged or destroyed. In the 19th century, the cathedral was the site of the coronation of Napoleon I and the funerals of many presidents of the French Republic. Popular interest in the cathedral blossomed soon after the publication in 1831 of Victor Hugo's novel Notre Dame de Paris. Next is Jardin du Luxembourg. Uh, is located in the 6th arrondissement of Paris, France. It was created beginning in the 1612 by Marie de Medici, the widow of King Henry IV of France. For a new residence, she constructed the Luxembourg Palace. The garden today is owned by the French Senate, which meets in the palace. It covers 23 hectares and is known for its lawns, tree-lined promenades, flower beds, model sailboats on its circular basin, and picturesque Medici fountain. Built in 1620, the name Luxembourg comes from the Latin mons Lucotitius, the name of the hill where the garden is located. Next is Eiffel Tower. It's a rock iron lattice tower on the Champ de Mars in Paris, France. Paris, France. I'm sorry. It is named after the engineer Gustave Eiffel, whose company designed and built the tower. Constructed from 1887 to 1889 as the entrance to the 1889 World's Fair. The tower has 3 levels for visitors, with restaurants on the first and second levels. The top level's upper platform is 276 meters above the ground. The highest observation deck accessible to the public in the European Union. Tickets can be purchased to ascend by stairs or lift to the first and second levels. The climb from ground level to the first level is over 300 steps, as is the climb from the first level to the second. Although there is a staircase to the top level, it is usually accessible only by lift. Next is Montmartre. Montmartre is full of charm, perched on the top of a small hill in the 18th arrondissement. The most famous Parisian district has lost none of its village atmosphere that appealed so much to the artists of the 19th and 20th centuries. A real melting pot of art and inspiration for the cinema, Montmartre still gives as much pleasure to those who stroll around it and figures high on the list for a stay in Paris. You can see this entirely white landmark from all parts of Paris. The Sacré-Cœur Basilica is a masterpiece of grace and grandeur. If you're looking for a little green haven, Montmartre will amaze you with its many gardens and vineyards. Planted in 1930 on the north side of the famous Butte, the vines perpetuate the memory of a rural neighborhood in the heart of capital. Next is Sacré-Cœur Basilica. The Sacré-Cœur, consecrated in 1919, is one of the most iconic monuments in Paris. At the top of the Bat Montmartre It has one of the most beautiful panoramic views of the capital from 130 meters above the ground. It's the Roman Byzantine style. The Sacre-Cœur is recognizable by its white colors. Inside the building, the ceiling is decorated with the largest mosaic in France, measuring about 480 meters. The crypt is also worth a visit. And to go even higher up, visitors can access the dome where the 360-degree views of Paris is magnificent. A short walk from the Sacré-Cœur is the Place du Théâtre, the district of Abbes, with its steep or winding roads, and at the bottom of the hill, the famous Moulin Rouge Cabaret. Next is Palace of Versailles, was the principal royal residence of France from 1682 under Louis XIV until the start of the French Revolutionary in 1789 under Louis XIV. It is located in the department of Yvelines in the region of L'Île-de-France, about 20 kilometers southwest of the center of Paris. The place is now a historical monument and UNESCO World Heritage Site, notable especially for the ceremonial hall of mirrors, the jewel-like royal opera, and the royal apartments. For the more intimate royal residence, the Grand Trianon and Petit Trianon located within the park, the small rustic hamlet, hamlet created for Marie Antoinette, and the vast gardens of Versailles with fountains, canals, and geometric flowers beds and groves. Laid out by André Lenotre, the palace was stripped of all its furnishings after the French Revolution, but many pieces have been returned and many of the palace rooms have been restored. Next is Seine River. It's a 70 775 kilometers long rivers and an important commercial waterway within the Paris Basin in the north of France. It rises at Sourcine, 30 kilometers northwest of Dijon in northeastern France in the Langres Plateau, flowing through Paris and into the English Channel at the Le Havre. It is navigable by ocean going vessels as far as around 120 kilometers from the sea. Over, over 60% of its length, as far as Burgundy, is negotiable by commercial riverboats, and nearly its full length is available for recreational boating, excursion boats over sightseeing tours of the riverbanks in Paris, lined with top monuments including the Cathedral of Notre Dame, the Eiffel Tower, the Louvre Museum, and Musée d'Orsay. There are 37 bridges within Paris and dozens more spanning the river outside the city. Next is Pont Alexandra Bridge is Paris' most elegant, grandiose, and sumptuous bridge, one of the most beautiful river crossings in the world. It was built for the Exposition Universelle of 1900, an international world's fair that introduced talking films, escalators, Russian nesting dolls, wireless telegraphy, and the most powerful telescope ever built. Rudolf Diesel exhibited his new combustion engine which ran only on peanut oil, and the city staged the, the first Olympic Games outside the Grace. The fair introduced the Art Nouveau style into popular cultural, and for the first time electric lights illuminated the City of Light. That's all. Thank you for all of your attention. Goodbye.